Welcome back, Love Stylers. I'm Misty. Today we're going to be talking about how diets can evolve. If this is your first time here, we talk a lot about diets on this channel right now, some lifestyle stuff. We get kooky. Please consider subscribing if you like what we do. So today, how diets can evolve. I don't know if a lot of people talk about this. I haven't seen much of it. How diets can evolve means things are going to change when you're on your diet journey. I started off doing like a dirty version of keto, a lot of sweeteners, a lot of fat bombs, a lot of chocolate and peanut butter. You know, things have changed for me now. It's been a couple years. I did a lot of salads back then. I don't do a lot of salads now. I'm trying to change with my body, trying to use some intuitive eating. So I lost 55 pounds on the ketogenic diet a couple years ago. I lost 8 sizes. Yes, I said 8. Last video was 7, and I've jumped down another size. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm not using the scale this month, though. If you're following me, you know that I decided to drop the scale for a month. So around the 20th of this month, I will re-measure and reweigh myself and give you my results. Evolve with your diet. The world, the earth is constantly moving. The oceans are moving. The seasons are moving. Time is moving, if you believe in time. Let's be one with this universe. Your diet is going to change as your body changes. If you eat the same thing every day for 10 years, I don't know if that's best. I would say probably not. Making little changes can make a large difference. I think you should consider this while on your diet journey. You know, consciousness in 2020 is evolving at a great rate. I don't know if you picked up on it. I think it's very obvious. You know, the truth is coming out about a lot of things. Everywhere. We can't stop it. Consciousness is evolving. Your relationships are evolving. The world is evolving in different ways. Cryptocurrency, you name it. Things are changing. Change with it. Don't be afraid to keep things new. So what do I mean by evolving with the diet? Misty, I thought you were supposed to eat just vegetables and some meat mostly, and a couple of things here and there like berries. Aren't I going to eat like that for the rest of my life? Probably not. I first started on keto. When I first started on keto, I used to indulge in a lot of sweeteners, a lot of fat bombs, a ton of dairy, a ton of salad. I don't eat like that any longer. It's been a couple years. Things are starting to move in the direction I would like. I lost 7 sizes. Wait a minute. I lost 8 sizes. And I'm pretty happy with my results, slow and steady. Your gut microbiome is changing with the way that you eat. Let's hope it's improving. That is the bacteria in your gut. It's got its own brain, your gut. You may still have leaky gut, which is a very broad term for your system still a little messed up from the meds, from the alcohol, from the abuse of eating candy, cakes, chips, bread, all those years, all the processed foods. You want to be eating things that are not in a package. I'm going to say this on every video if I can remember to do so. When people are confused at first, that is a good rule of thumb. Nothing in a package. Sometimes you can't help it. It doesn't have to be very black or white, but it can be controlled much more than you're thinking right now. Pork rinds come in a package. I eat those. Dark chocolate comes in a package. I eat that, for example, but there's not a lot of packaging in my life. I want to keep that stuff away. 5 ingredients or less is another good tip. 5 carbs or less is my other good tip. So some changes that I've made these days, I'm on carnivore mostly. Most of the time, I'm about 90% all meat, eggs, and butter, a little bit of dairy here and there. I make my own yogurts. That's coming out this week, our video. Check it out. I have some dairy. I have some butter, eggs, but mostly meat is the main source of my diet. Well, Misty, how do you get your vitamins just with the meat? Isn't it missing something? Well, I think it is. This is a controversial topic with many carnivores. They think the meat has everything you need. I'm starting to do some research that suggests we may need just a little bit more from the plants. If you listen to Stephanie Keto Person, I'm going to add a link of hers below. She is very knowledgeable about this stuff. She's ahead of her time. She's a cool chick. You might want to check her out. She knows a lot about electrolytes. So some people, when they eat carnivore, are missing some electrolytes, it turns out. I have found this to be true for myself. There's little signs about electrolytes you may have to pay attention to. Sore joints. Cloudy urine is one. Sometimes people feel lightheaded if their potassium is off. You know, sometimes I still wake up and I'm a bit tired and I'm trying to figure that out. That could be an electrolyte imbalance. So there's a few things you may have to pay attention to, a few symptoms. You may want to keep a little vegetable in your diet if you are doing carnivore. Now, keto includes a lot of vegetables. You still have to worry about electrolytes. While on keto, please pay attention to electrolytes. You want to make sure you're consuming some pink salt. You want to make sure you're drinking enough water, not too much water, and not too little water. This is a tricky balance. It's the evolvement that's happening here. We're evolving to figure out the balances for ourselves. There's no two people alike. There is no two people alike on the planet. You have to find out what works best for your body. This is very tricky for a lot of us. One day we'll get there. I don't know if it'll ever be 100%, but I'm going to go for it anyway and give it a shot. Another change personally that I have made in my diet, I want to make sure my electrolytes are good to go. One way to solve the potassium electrolyte balance is to eat an avocado. I'd rather do it that way. I'd rather not supplement if I can help it. Although I have added magnesium as a supplement to make sure that I have my balances right. I make sure I take an Epsom salt bath for some magnesium because that is an electrolyte. It sinks into the body that way. I find that that helps me sleep as well. You may want to try Epsom salt baths for a little more balance. Coming back to evolving, let's evolve with the planet, with the circadian rhythm. I don't know if you've heard of circadian rhythm. This is very, very important for everyday health. Circadian rhythm, in a very easy to understand language, is you wake up when it's light out, you go to bed when it's dark out, you eat during the hours of the day where there is light, you try not to eat too late, you get to bed early, you get 8 hours. That's circadian rhythm. There's other forms of circadian rhythm where you want to eat seasonal vegetables that are growing in your area at the time and the season that you're in. It's good to eat seasonally. This is something I'm learning about still, and it's very interesting. It's supposed to be great for your health. So your body is evolving towards optimal health, or you wouldn't be watching this channel, or you're at least thinking about it. Start today. Optimal health means small changes, eating better. This is inevitable. Your diet is going to change Your body is going to require different things. So an example of evolving on your diet, I'll use my husband and myself, Andrew and I, who've been dieting for a few years now, both of us. Andrew used sweet potatoes, which is not a ketogenic food. He did his own version. He did low carb mostly, but he wanted those sweet potatoes. That helped him get off of the carbs and the sugar that he liked to eat. The sweet potatoes left a sweet taste in his mouth. He is very sweet. And it really helps him bridge the gap between the standard American diet and going into low carb. Now that's an evolvement that has changed. He's moved on to more cruciferous vegetables, a little more cauliflower, a little more broccoli these days. They're supposed to be a bit better for you in the long run while you're on your diet journey. Myself, for example, I started off on the standard American diet as well. I drank a lot of alcohol in my years. I gave that up first. And I eased into low carb, used a lot of sweetener, a little bit of dirty keto there, which brought me to a more cleaner keto, where I ate many salads and some meat. I evolved eventually to a little bit less veg, doing a keto carnivore combo, which led me to today, where I'm doing just a little bit of vegetable. I feel that that works best for my body. I have a little bit of issue with the oxalates and some of these leafy greens and things. I'm trying to work that out and do this elimination diet called carnivore. But I do include a little bit of vegetable. I recommend keeping it in there. This is something that is evolving in my life. If you would have asked me a couple months ago, before I started the channel, if I thought vegetables were necessary, I probably would have said no. That is what I was evolved into at the time. Things will change. It's okay. There's no one way with becoming your greatest version, with becoming healthy. We all have the foods that we can enjoy still. Don't be afraid to change things up. So use intuitive eating. That's where you can tune into your body. No one knows your body more than you do. Not your doctor, not your loved ones. You know your body. You know what gives you trouble. If you're eating a lot of leafy greens, a lot of almonds, nuts, you get kidney stones easily. That can be troublesome for some people. Really think about this. Try a little cruciferous vegetables. See if that's a bit better for you. A little bit of lemon maybe in your diet. Some people drink apple cider vinegar every morning like I do to keep the stones away. These are just small examples, small changes you may want to make. Do an experiment on your body. Don't be afraid to work with your intuition here. Remember, we're healing. We're healing all of the mistakes we've made in the past. It's not your fault. We were told to eat this way by our parents. Eat a piece of bread. Clean your plates. Here's some processed foods. This is not anybody's fault per se. Things have changed. The truth is out. We are spilling tea today in 2020 about diets, about the microbiome, the gut brain. This information is coming out like crazy. I'm loving it. We're improving our insides. So the only thing that does not change in this life is change. Don't be afraid to evolve. Evolving is essentially changing. You're changing, you're improving things every day, you're noticing with your intuition. What may work for one person over here does not necessarily work for you. You may have noticed this with many things through your lifetime. This is a fact. Don't be afraid to evolve in life, on your diet, with the way that you've always thought. Don't be afraid to change into a better person. Be the person you want to be. Evolve with the universe. The earth is evolving. The sun is evolving. Let's evolve together as one. Our consciousness is evolving to a higher plane, to 5D, finally. I'll probably do a video about 5D. If you don't know what that is, we can talk about it later. Evolve on your diet. Change some stuff. Kick it into gear. Feel great. Let your gut brain be very smart. And start evolving today. Thank you for tuning into Love Style, listening to our music, that's Black Eyed Soul. And we'll see you next time on Love Style. Peace out.